My 28F husband, 45M, is mad at me for sharing something that made me uncomfortable and not initiating sex when he came back from a work trip. Am I losing my mind? Hello everyone. I know the title is a bit loaded, but let me explain. So, I, 28F, have been married to my husband, 45M, for 8 years. Yes, a very large age gap, I know. The older I get, the more I can see how problematic it is. Regarding the situation, my husband's job has required a lot of travel these last 2 years, and whenever he is out of town he spends his evenings at the hotel bar and stays late drinking. It's probably twice a month, for a week at a time, and he has anywhere from 3 to 4 drinks a night. It's almost like it's routine for him. He is a daily drinker, even at home. I see it as an issue and have voiced it, goes unheard. However, when he is out of town he typically stays at the hotel bar until 11:30 p.m. or a little after drinking and socializing. I don't necessarily have an issue with it, but there have been a few times where he has exchanged information with other women or not answered my phone calls until a few hours later. He says it was all innocent and that it was friendly, but of course it made me uncomfortable. He is a talker and will strike up conversation with anyone anywhere, so it's not abnormal. Since then, whenever he is out that late at the bar I find myself getting frustrated, and this last time he could sense it. He was still down at the bar and wanted to get off the phone with me as he said he was heading back up to his room for the night. Normally we stay on the phone for a while and just talk while we're in bed, so I thought this was strange. The next morning he frustratedly asked, "Do you not trust me?" I explained the situation just makes me very uncomfortable, him drinking at the hotel bar every night while he is out town. All he had to say in response was "That's fair," and then we got off the phone. I didn't hear from him again until he was on his way home that same day. When he got home he seemed very distant. I met him outside when he was coming in and he didn't seem excited to see me. I asked him if something was wrong and he said everything was fine. The one thing he said to me with an ounce of joy was a nasty comment about whether or not I'm going to give him some. It irritated me because he had been giving me the cold shoulder the entire evening. Later that night, he fell asleep on the couch, and after I finished some cleaning I woke him up to get to bed. I had been up since 4 a.m. the night before, so when we laid down I just crashed. He was scrolling through his phone when I fell asleep. The next morning, still very short with me. One word answers, cold shoulder, shutting down any attempt I made toward conversation. No good morning, no hugging, no cuddling, nothing. Just scrolling through his phone. He fixed a few things around the house, and at one point I said "Thank you for fixing that," and he said "I didn't do it for you," which really threw me off. At this point I was starting to boil with frustration. What could I have possibly done to deserve this? I follow him outside and ask him why he is being so cold to me. I tell him he is being cold and distant and don't understand why. He tries to turn it on me and says, "Really? I could say the same about you," in a very condescending tone. This frustrates me even more, and he finally lets out a "You really think it's okay to tell me it makes you uncomfortable I'm at the bar when I'm out of town and then not have sex last night?" He gets angry and has this tone that makes me feel as if he is talking down to me. I can't describe it, but when he gets like this he gets this facial expression like he is disgusted by me, and it makes my blood boil. I tell him I'm sorry, you were asleep on the couch, I was exhausted when we got into bed, sex wasn't even on my mind. If you wanted it, why didn't you initiate with me? And he said it didn't cross your mind that I've been gone since Tuesday and now it's Friday, and I was just looking at him shocked by his behavior. I didn't even know what to say. He made a few comments about how we are on 2 different pages as far as life is concerned, and that it's incredibly frustrating for him that I'm not on the same page. I don't know what he means by that because I work, take care of our house, take care of our kids, try to take care of our finances. Even though he doesn't take my advice, we would be a lot further if he did, but apparently I'm ignorant. Encourage him to do better and to do the things he loves to do. There were comments about my age. There were comments about how he understands why some men cheat. There were comments about how he is the sole provider for our family, so I should shut up about his habits, etc. Some more back and forth happened until it turned into him yelling at me in the backyard, and I started to cry, so I just went into the house and shut the door. No apologies or attempt to make up have been made, but he did wake me up at 4 a.m. to have sex. I don't know if this is some kind of sick manipulation or if it's mental illness on his end or what the fuck this is, but this is a roller coaster I am not enjoying anymore. It's like he becomes so unhappy with his life and his choices he becomes unhinged. Can someone please tell me if perhaps there is something I am missing? Am I crazy? Thank you for your advice. TLDR, my husband likes to drink at the hotel bar when he is working out of town, typically 2 weeks out of the month. He has 3 to 4 drinks and stays out until almost midnight just about every night he is there. When I told him the situation of him drinking alone at a hotel bar made me uncomfortable, he said that's fair, but then gave me the cold shoulder for 24 hours. The next day he was upset with me that I didn't initiate sex the night he got home, and I should have expected it because he had been gone since Tuesday. We have a good sex life now, but it's not always every night, so I don't understand where this expectation came from. I was exhausted from work, school, and taking care of the house and the kids. Sex wasn't even on my mind, although it probably would have been if he had not given me the cold shoulder that entire day. I tried to talk to him about it, but the conversation got heated and I didn't like his tone or his disgusted facial expressions towards me. The argument ended in him yelling at me, so I ended it by walking into the house and shutting the door behind me. This argument was in the backyard. He hasn't said sorry or tried to resolve the issue, but he did wake me up at 4 a.m. for sex. Is there something I am missing here? Mental illness? Severe manipulation? I am ready to get off this roller coaster ride.